Imhotep. Welcome to Tarot TV in the continuation of the series entitled Tarot, the Origins of the Cards in Kemet and in Egypt. Today, we're going to discuss the 10th Major Arcana card, which is in fact the 11th because the Fool begins at 0, but the count starts that way. For this series, we're discussing which deities are imbued within the tarot cards. So for instance, if you're born on a specific day, which I discussed in an earlier post, follow the series. For you newcomers, welcome, and for those of you who have been watching, thank you. Follow the series. They're going to be posted on my highlights, okay? So the Wheel of Fortune card is jam-packed. In modern tarot, it signifies the power of expansion. It represents time, strategy, legacy, and overcoming obstacles. The four guardians that you see and this being that's holding up the Wheel of Fortune, I'm going to explain all of them. Who are they? I'm even going to show you here what's happening here. You can see this descending serpent in the tarot card. This card has a lot of gods inside of it. So people born on the 10th naturally are born with a lot of responsibility. Even in numerology, the 0 creates the potential to become, and the 1 creates oneness, authority, structure, identity. Okay? So a lot of karma this person is born with. And it says so on the card, as I'm going to show you how each of these symbols represent a god. So this is Anubis, the Lord of the Dead, the son of Set, his only son, who helps to guide lost souls throughout the underworld. This is the boat of Amun-Ra. Amun-Ra every night has to venture through the 12 chambers of the afterlife, the underworld, where he battles this ferocious serpent known as the Apep in the ancient Kemetic tongue. The Greeks called it the apothis serpent. Here you could see one of his champions fighting against this great serpent. And every day the serpent, even though he had this arsenal of gods protecting Ra, the serpent's poison would still kill Ra. He would have to become reborn. I'm going to explain which cards symbolize the aspects of Ra's soul as we move through the cards. But for today, I want you to know the Wheel of Fortune represents the power of the Kundalini. It is the apothis serpent, the snakes. Okay? And these four champions signify the four angels that you could see. Earlier, I showed you how Ra divides itself from Atem, which becomes male and female, and then it births the light of the universe. From there, all the other gods are created, self-created, and then they go on to create humanity and other worlds. So the apothis is Ra's shadow self. It's his ego. Eventually, the ego catches up to you and you have to destroy it, but sometimes it destroys you in the process. It's oneness, understanding itself, shadow and light. That's what the apothis is. When you can learn to master it, your potential is limitless. The sky's the limit. So these beings that you see here represent different gods. Gods accompany Ra as he's venturing through the afterlife, and he makes sure he brings his strongest champions like Sekhmet or Heteru or Anpu, Anubis, or Asar, Osiris. He also brings gods such as Jehuti, Thoth with him, or Isis, because they give him spells to destroy other demons that reside in the afterlife, not just his own shadow. That's what he faces at the end. So like I mentioned, he slays his shadow slays him, and then Ra's reborn to repeat the cycle all over again. This was a Wheel of Fortune. It represents expanding consciousness. As Ra dies and is reborn, he gets stronger, but so too is your shadow. Here we have the Sphinx above the Wheel of Fortune, and Anpu or Anubis holding the wheel itself while the apothis is descending. The Sphinx represents the middle of humanity. What has 4 legs in the daytime, 2 legs by noon, and 3 legs in the evening. It represents a man. Man walks and then stands upright and holds a cane. If you didn't answer the correct riddle, you couldn't enter the afterlife. So there's a lot of symbolism behind the Wheel of Fortune and these great gods who protect the boat of Amun-Ra. Thank you so much for listening, Imhotep. Watch the other videos. I have them in my highlights. I'm going to be removing them and then uploading them on YouTube later on. So share, support, and love. Peace and blessings. Tomorrow we'll be discussing the 11th major arcana card, which is the 12th part of this series, because the first part explained what I was doing and everything. So as always, I do this for free. I love what I do. Your continual love and encouragement keeps these videos circulating. If you don't do what you love, you're going to do what someone else loves, okay? Peace, love, and Imhotep.